Space is beautiful, but beauty can be deceptive, because beyond Earth, beyond the moon, beyond the bright planets hanging in the darkness, lies a place so vast, so empty, and so silent that once something disappears there, it may never return. For thousands of years, humanity stared at the stars with wonder. Ancient civilizations believed the sky was a map created by gods. Sailors crossed oceans using constellations. Dreamers imagined giant ships floating between worlds. And then one day, humanity finally built a machine powerful enough to leave Earth behind. A spaceship, a vessel of metal and fire, a machine carrying hope. And one mission would become one of the strangest disappearances ever imagined. A spacecraft launched into the darkness and then vanished. No explosion, no final warning, no wreckage, only silence. A ship lost in space, forever. Or perhaps not forever. Tonight we travel into one of the most chilling stories space has ever inspired. A story of courage, mystery, isolation, and the terrifying reality of being alone in the universe. This is the spaceship that was lost in space. Chapter 1. Humanity reaches for the stars. Long before rockets thundered into orbit, space was unreachable. The stars looked close enough to touch, but they were impossibly far away. Then came science, powerful engines, liquid fuel, explosions controlled by mathematics, and finally rockets. Earth trembled as machines climbed into the sky. The first satellites circled above the planet, then animals, then humans. Suddenly the impossible became normal. Humanity was no longer trapped on Earth. The dream had begun. Governments raced toward space. Astronauts trained for years. Massive launch towers rose from deserts and coastlines. Every launch felt historic. Every mission felt dangerous, because one mistake meant disaster, fire, vacuum, death. And yet humans kept going. Higher, farther, deeper. The moon became a destination. Mars became a target. Deep space exploration became reality. Then one project changed everything. A spacecraft designed not only to orbit, not only to land, but to travel farther than anything humans had ever sent before. A ship built to enter deep space, past familiar planets, past safety, past rescue, into the black ocean between worlds. Its name became famous before launch. Scientists called it humanity's boldest journey. A vessel carrying advanced navigation systems, solar arrays, communication antennas, scientific instruments, and a dream to go farther than any spacecraft before it. Millions watched. Children sat in classrooms. Families gathered around televisions. News reporters counted down every second. The engines ignited. The ground shook. Fire exploded beneath the rocket. The sky turned bright orange. The spacecraft rose upward, slowly at first, then faster, faster, until it pierced the clouds, until Earth looked smaller, until the atmosphere vanished, and the spaceship entered space. Everything was working perfectly. Mission control celebrated. The trajectory looked flawless. Telemetry arrived exactly as expected. Solar panels deployed. Navigation systems online. Communication stable. The ship continued deeper, passing satellites, leaving Earth orbit, crossing into deep space. The mission looked historic, maybe perfect. But perfection in space never lasts long, because space doesn't forgive. Not once. Not ever. Space. Chapter 4. The Silence. For days, mission control listened. Huge antennas aimed into deep space. Powerful receivers searched the darkness. Every scientist hoped. Even one signal, even a whisper. Hours passed. Nothing. Days passed. Weeks. Still nothing. The spacecraft had vanished. Not destroyed. Not confirmed dead. Simply gone. Lost somewhere beyond known position. A ghost in space. News spread worldwide. People became fascinated. How could a spacecraft disappear? How could advanced technology vanish in emptiness? Theories exploded. A machine carrying our fingerprints. Radiation damage. A collision with unseen debris. Magnetic interference. Solar storms. Mechanical failure. Navigation error. Some theories became stranger. Unknown gravitational forces. Dark matter disturbances. Signals altered by cosmic radiation. Even stories of unexplained space phenomena. Scientists remained cautious. But privately, many admitted one thing. They did not know. And uncertainty is terrifying, because explosions leave debris, crashes leave evidence, disappearances leave imagination, and imagination can become far more frightening. Chapter 5. The search continues. Years passed. Technology improved. New antennas became stronger. Computers faster. Signal detection more advanced. The lost spacecraft remained a mystery. But researchers never stopped searching. Every strange radio pulse was checked. Every weak transmission analyzed. Could it be the ship? Was it alive? Could damaged systems still transmit? Chapter 4. The silence. For days, Mission Control listened, repeating, too faint, too distorted. The frequency matched partially. Excitement exploded. Hours passed. Nothing. The signal disappeared. Nothing. Or maybe not. Still nothing. The spacecraft became legendary, not destroyed. Astronomers discussed it. Simply gone. Movies borrowed inspiration. A ghost in space. Where is it now? People became fascinated. Frozen? How could advanced technology vanish in emptiness? Passing asteroids? Leaving the solar system? Traveling forever into interstellar darkness? Perhaps because space has no roads, no walls, no finish line. A lost object may continue for millions of years, long after Earth changes, long after cities vanish, long after humanity becomes something new. That spacecraft may still move. A silent message from our civilization, a machine carrying our fingerprints, radiation damage, a collision with unseen debris, and our fear, solar storms, toward somewhere unknown. Navigation error. Chapter 4. The silence. For days, Mission Control listened. Huge antennas aimed into deep space. Powerful receivers searched the darkness. Every scientist hoped. Even one signal, even a whisper. Hours passed. Nothing. Days passed. Weeks. Still nothing. The spacecraft had vanished. Not destroyed. Not confirmed dead. Simply gone. Lost somewhere beyond known position. A ghost in space. News spread worldwide. People became fascinated. How could a spacecraft disappear? How could advanced technology vanish in emptiness? Theories exploded. A machine carrying our fingerprints. Radiation damage. A collision with unseen debris. Magnetic interference. Solar storms. Mechanical failure. Navigation error. Some theories became stranger. Unknown gravitational forces. Dark matter disturbances. Signals altered by cosmic radiation. Even stories of unexplained space phenomena. Scientists remained cautious. But privately, many admitted one thing. They did not know. And uncertainty is terrifying, because explosions leave debris, crashes leave evidence, disappearances leave imagination, and imagination can become far more frightening. Chapter 5. The search continues. Years passed. Technology improved. New antennas became stronger. Computers faster. Signal detection more advanced. The lost spacecraft remained a mystery, but researchers never stopped searching. Every strange radio pulse was checked. Every weak transmission analyzed. Could it be the ship? Was it alive? Could damaged systems still transmit? Chapter. It began inside a radio observatory, a quiet building filled with giant antennas and computer screens. Engineers monitored deep space frequencies. Most nights were routine. They listened to signals from satellites, background radiation, and solar interference. Nothing unusual there. Then one technician noticed something strange, a repeating pulse. It was weak, very weak. Almost hidden inside cosmic noise, it initially seemed meaningless. A random interference pattern, but the rhythm persisted. Again and again, the pattern repeated. The technician stared at the screen, bewildered. The pattern looked familiar. A signal repeated at regular intervals. Too organized to be random, he called another engineer to examine it. Soon, more team members arrived, and they gathered around the consoles. Nobody spoke at first, tense with anticipation. Computers began analyzing the frequency carefully. They compared it to archived space mission records, thousands of signals stored for reference. Finally, the answer appeared, and the room froze in disbelief. The frequency matched that of the lost spacecraft, not perfectly, but close enough to halt everyone's breath. The impossible had happened. Something out there was speaking. Chapter 7. The return of a ghost follows the shockwave across the science community. News spread fast, and scientists worldwide joined the investigation. Antennas in different countries swung into action, pointed into the depths of space. Everyone wanted confirmation. Could it really be the spacecraft after all these years? Or was it a cosmic illusion, a trick of the universe? Computer scientists decoded fragments of broken transmissions and damaged data packets. Small pieces, incomplete and scattered, yet enough to prove the vessel still existed. Some systems had somehow survived, though power was minimal and communication unstable. It was alive, far beyond predicted range, drifting in unknown regions. Engineers tried calculating its exact location, but the numbers felt unreal. It had drifted beyond planned pathways, past known checkpoints, into uncharted darkness. This region was a lonely highway between worlds, rarely explored and full of mysteries. And it had survived for years, alone and frozen, damaged but still moving. The spacecraft persisted, refusing to die, still transmitting faint signals. A machine stubbornly holding on to life amid the vast silence of space. The big question loomed: how could a damaged spacecraft survive so long? Scientists proposed theories. Maybe the ship rotated into sunlight periodically, rebooting systems. Perhaps frozen circuits reconnected, or cosmic radiation briefly restored circuitry. Or perhaps something else entirely happened, something unanticipated. A strange gravitational pull might have influenced its trajectory, pulled by an unknown object. Evidence pointed to the spacecraft's speed changing unexpectedly, its path bending in ways unexplainable. It hadn't just drifted, something had interacted with it. Had it passed close to something massive? A hidden body lurking in darkness? Could it be a rogue asteroid, a mysterious moon, or a planet humans never noticed before? Theories exploded across online forums, sparking debates among astronomers and scientists. Everyone demanded more data, more answers, as the mystery deepened. Meanwhile, the signals grew weaker, breaking apart into fragments again. Then there was silence, broken only by another brief pulse, then darkness. As if the ship was trying to speak but could barely survive the ordeal. Eventually, the signal became clearer, a faint but discernible pattern emerging. It was enough to estimate the direction, pointing toward the outer edge of the solar system. The spacecraft had traveled beyond the giant planets, into regions of frozen darkness. This was an area where sunlight was nearly non-existent and coldness was absolute. Objects here drifted untouched for billions of years, in a silent graveyard of space debris. The place was terrifying, ancient, almost untouched since the birth of our solar system. The craft moved through icy debris, ice-covered bodies, rocks, dust, all caught in the cold void. Temperatures had plummeted to unimaginable extremes, making the sun a tiny dot in the distance. Earth was invisible from here. Radio communications took hours, sometimes days, to reach the vessel. A command from Earth was reduced to a whisper, crossing impossible distances. And then, suddenly, the strongest transmission arrived, a burst longer than any previous signal. Scientists reconstructed the data, piecing together the imagery from fragmented signals. Darkness filled the images, stars twinkled faintly, frozen particles floated in the void. And amidst the darkness a shape appeared, far away and massive. It was circular and dimly illuminated, enigmatic in its silent mystery. Nobody could understand what it was, a natural object or perhaps something more unusual. A natural asteroid, a dwarf planet, a lens distortion from the equipment? The image was incomplete, damaged, but enough to ignite worldwide debate. Because whatever the spacecraft had seen, it was unexpected and enormous. Then silence returned, final silence. No more pulses, no more data, no more images. The spacecraft disappeared again. Antennas searched as days turned into weeks, then months. Nothing. The lost ship had spoken one last time before vanishing back into darkness. Scientists still debate what happened. Some believe systems finally died. Others think it passed out of communication range. Some think it continues deeper into interstellar space, still drifting, frozen, carrying humanity's technology beyond the sun. A machine built by Earth, a traveler between stars. Imagine that, long after people forget, after cities change and history fades, that spacecraft may still move through darkness, past unknown worlds, drifting comets and invisible cosmic clouds acting as a silent messenger from humanity. It carries evidence that Earth once existed, that humans once dreamed, and dared to reach upward, touching the stars. Maybe one day, far in the future, another civilization will find it. A lonely spacecraft drifting in darkness, covered in ice, ancient and silent. And they may ask the same questions humanity once asked: who sent this, where did it come from, and what happened to the world that launched it? Ending. Narrator. Space never truly gives answers, only mysteries. And somewhere beyond the edge of sunlight, a spacecraft may still be moving, forever alone, into the endless dark. Then silence returned, final silence.